Hey everyone, Coops here from the Whole Box and Die. Sorry about the lack of videos over the last few days. I've been horribly unwell. What an awesome time for that to happen during week 2 of spoiler season, because it was absolutely nuts. Some crazy stuff spoiled. I'm going to do the Mythics now. The full set has been spoiled in this video. Then I'm going to do a best of by rarity for the rest. Not so much of a Amonkhet you up to speed, more the like a Amon give you my opinion on some of these cards. Let's look at our first Mythic today. This one is the Vizier of the Menagerie. It's the Naga Cleric for 4, 3 generic and a green. It's the 3/4. You may look at the top card of your library, and you can do this whenever you want. You may cast the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast creature spells. Look at this dude. He's got like a pet lion just chilling, a little like flying scarab beetle, and this is one of my favorite comments. If he bends down, like the Bolas Horn's gonna stab himself to death. Like, what's up with that? Please explain, wizards. Please explain. We're waiting. We will be waiting for a response. I love this card. This is the perfect, like, janky mythic that is so often hit or miss. Love the interaction with something like Rashmi and this card, or even just cards that want to discard things to the graveyard, so you can see exactly what you'll be sending to the graveyard. If you choose to cast that spell, how annoying is it when you go to cast something and you're like, please don't be something super valuable, and it is, and you're like, oh, I would have cast something different if I knew. Well, fear not. Will this see a whole lot of standard play? Probably not. Yeah, you can ramp into it on turn 3, I guess, which is kind of nice, a 3/4 on turn 3, and then you can look to see what's up next, but I don't know. I really enjoy the card, though, and I've really enjoyed all the mythics that are in this kind of vein. There's obviously the standard planeswalkers and the gods. They're pretty nuts, but I do like that there's a lot of janky, just really awesome. If you commit your mind to it, you can get some pretty sweet build-arounds. Up next, and we're looking at our first god. This is Aketra, the true for the video, and it is the white god for 4, 3 generic and a plains. It's a 3/6 double strike, indestructible, and it can't attack or block unless you control at least 3 other creatures. Create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance for 4. Indestructible like all the other gods, but double strike is such an annoying ability. Surprised it doesn't have life gain and first strike, but I guess double strike is still pretty stupid. It's actually one of my least favorite things to ever have to deal with double strike, because he just does so much damage. It's not fun at all. This one is maybe the weakest in terms of the ability. Like, I think the red one makes sense, empty your hand, and we've seen the blue one, and we'll cover off the rest of the gods in this video, but they all make a lot of sense. Just this kind of mass -1/-1 counters, or Radiant Flames or Flame Tendrils, it's easy to keep a board down. So we will see how easy it is to bring Aketra online, but Double Strike is a nut ability, and just as a keyword, it is a very handy one to have on your board. Up next, we'll be looking at Nissa, the final Planeswalker of Amonkhet. She is the Steward of the Elements. Really surprised to see Nissa, because I didn't think there was a whole lot of, like, foresty stuff, so I guess they made her Simic, but she is an X. That is super cool. X, a green and a blue. Her +2 is Scry 2. Her 0 is look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card or creature card with CMC less than the amount of counters, put it on the battlefield. That's crazy. And untap up to 2 lands is her -6. They become 5/5 elemental creatures with flying and haste until end of turn. They are still lands. Are you kidding me, Nissa? This is insane. Like, everyone's like, oh, we hate Gate Swats Planeswalkers. Get over yourself, okay? Firstly, they wrote them into the story. They have to write them out of the story. Be grateful for the following things. 1, there's only 3 Planeswalkers in this set. That is awesome. I'm not a fan of these large Planeswalker numbers, mainly because 2 of them are always just like filler Planeswalkers. One of them's always nuts, and the other one's close to being a thing, but it's just not. Gideon's the gimmick. Liliana's the on-point tribal. Liliana's almost the themed Planeswalker, the Amonkhet Planeswalker of the set. But Nissa is super amazing. I like where Simic is heading, the colors. Just, they work really well in both this set and what else we're going to have in Standard. Love all of her abilities. The fact you can bring her down on turn 3, the fact that you can play her on turn 6 or turn 10, and you can have a Planeswalker, you can ultimate straight away and still have mana left. That is nuts. Plus, when you get, 5, 6, 7, 8 counters, you can pretty much pull anything out of your deck. Get another land on the battlefield, help thin out your deck. Love all of Nissa's abilities. I think the Wizards have absolutely nailed it on the first X-Planeswalker. I'm pretty sure it's the first X-Planeswalker. I haven't been playing Magic long enough to know every Planeswalker, but I certainly can't remember one in recent memory. Big old tick. Nissa looks super fun to build around. Up next, Ronus the Indomitable for 3, 2 generic and a green. He is the legendary snake god with Death Touch and indestructible. Can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater. Pay 3, another target creature gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Really like that because it's a snake. They haven't gone with trample, but as a shout out to green and obviously everything that green is, second ability or the accompanying ability is trample related, so that's pretty cool flavor wise. This, I think, Ronus will see a lot of play. It works really, really well. It's not hard to bring a 2-drop online with 4 power. Even as a blocker, buffing something up is super awesome as well. If you've got spare mana around, you can just pump a whole bunch of creatures and give them trample. So that's really, really cool. Big fan of Ronus. Not like you need a tapped creature or an untapped creature anyway. So even if you've attacked one of your creatures and it's lived, you can still pay the mana, when your opponent's attacking, buff up a creature to help bring Ronus online as an indestructible Death Touch blocker. So really enjoying Ronus. Can't wait to see what we can do with all these gods. Speaking of gods, get ready for Bontu the Glorified, and he is absolutely glorious. He, she, I don't know. Have they given like genders to the gods? Is that part of the story yet? I don't know. It's menace and indestructible. It's a 4/6. Can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn. Pay 2, generic and a black. Sack another creature, scry 1. Each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Bontu is just bonkers. I love this god. Gregon's awesome. To be honest, I like all the gods. The white god I think could be a little bit tricky, but all the gods have just been the biggest tick for myself. I'd love to know what you all lovely people think as well. If you think these are good, have they been pushed? Are they favoured a colour? I feel like green's gotten a pretty solid power creep over the last couple of sets, so no surprise there. Wizards love themselves some green stuff, but Bontu is just nuts. The ability to sack a creature is not too difficult, especially with things in black already, like Syndicate Trafficker, Bone Splinters, all that kind of awesomeness. Got Eldrazi sticking around for a while, so you've even got the little 1/1 mana, tokens that you can sack, and they're creatures, and you get a mana, and you also bring the god online, so that's crazy. People saying, that it's going to struggle against a token deck. It's going to take 2 tokens every time with it, plus you're getting the scry, plus you're getting the life gain, and your opponent's being drained. I know it's only once a turn, but 1 life, 2 tokens, and you get the scry. I don't see this as tokens beat Bontu. Like, I'm not sure where that's coming from, and he's indestructible anyway, so it's not like the token's going to take him out, but we'll see. I think Bontu's nuts. I think he'll probably be he, she, whatever the gender the gods are associating with. Have they told us? Like, is this a serious question? Like, are they up to the part in the story where it's like Bontu, he of the realm says? I don't know. I'm not sure if they've done that yet. It'll be interesting to see just where they all fit in, but Bontu, I think, definitely has a huge chance of being a major player in Standard. Up next, this one is probably my favorite / most terrified. This is Samut, I'm not really sure what the pronunciation is. Voice of Dissent for 5, 3 generic, green, red. It's got flash, double strike, vigilance, haste. Gives the board haste, pay a white to tap it, untap another target creature. She is a legendary human warrior and is a 3/4. What the heck is with this creature? She has everything. She gives the board haste permanently. That's insane. Like, so glad they didn't give a hexproof, because, like, heaven forbid you made a creature like this. It's almost like they just keyword generated, vomited on this card, but it's insane. Naya Humans is already almost a deck, and adding something like this in as their 5-drop, you've got things like Heron's Grace Champion at 4. Pretty sure it's 4, yeah, 2 and 2. Or 2/1/1, I think it might be. Two generic, green and white. I don't know. It's a deck I've played enough. I should probably know what that is. But somewhat, it's just crazy. She is a nutter. The fact that you give haste to the board is insane. Everyone's talking about the Odric deck. I'm excited to see if we can build an Odric Gods deck, because Odric has, Odric obviously is a creature anyway. is going to benefit off all the keywords. You can play the red god, the green god, and the white god all in the deck. So the white god can become a creature when you have enough creatures. The green god can pump potentially Odric up to make that a creature. So then you've got 2 creatures. If you don't have the cards in hand, the red god becomes a creature, which then brings online the white creature, the white god. And that's assuming you don't have any other creatures out. It just seems like this crazy Odric, somewhat legendary creature god deck could be a real thing and be super difficult to deal with in those colors. And if that's a thing, then I don't want to have to deal with that absolutely at all. So really excited. This card is either going to be amazing or they're just not going to be able to find a home for it. But I feel like Nigh Humans, worst case scenario, will slot this in no problems. Might have to play an extra land, but that is a small price to pay for just being able to drop everything onto your board and just haste it. That's kind of nuts. Last card that we're going to be looking at today, this one is the Glorious End, and what a fitting way to finish the video. It is the instant for 3, 2 generic and a red. End the turn, full stop, that's it. There is a little bit at the bottom. At the beginning of your next end step, you lose the game. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Glorious End, what? This is crazy. This is just like all those times where you just needed one extra turn. Can we make this a thing with Trishkai Decaphobia and stealing another turn and coming back to your upkeep? That's kind of crazy. I really like that as a potential. There's so much. There's so many different ways that this card can work. Obviously, a lot of other formats, those kind of dirty red, fast, cheap red decks would love something like this to get one more combat. Step in to go for the jugular, especially because you cast at instant speed during your opponent's turn, so you're not locking yourself out of any mana or anything. But, the risk is so high. You can use things like Disallow and Summary Dismissal to counter the You Lose spell, but then if they get countered, then you're in a whole bunch of trouble. You can obviously cast another one during your next turn to get another turn. That's kind of crazy as well. There's so much. There's so many applications for this card. I'm not sure if it's going to be a thing, but there will be so many people trying, because cards like this do not come around very often, but when they do, they have the ability to just make any deck they actually fit into so crazy and unpredictable. And if mono red is going to be a thing and play something like this, then that is going to be just beautiful for the player and horrible for our opponent. But ladies and gentlemen, those are the mythics of the set. This is what we'll be working with across the next 6 odd months before Hour of Devastation comes out. Just remember, nothing is rotating, so we have all this to add to the current standard meta. Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. Got some huge announcements coming up regarding Amonkhet. Excited to be able to share all that with you. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all the love as previously mentioned. I've been Coops. This is the Whole Box and Dice. Peace.